Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I made our church logo on some foam board so that you could display it on the back wall of our stage. I was asked to do that by our pastor and I thought it would be a great idea. However, my CNC isn't wide enough to actually make the logo widthwise the correct size. It is lengthwise, obviously, because it's on the y-axis. You can just keep moving it forward. So what I decided to do is, rather than use the tiling feature in VCarve Pro, I thought I'd buy some pink foam insulation, and this is stuff you can get at Home Depot. It comes in 2 foot by 8 foot lengths, and for about 30 bucks Canadian. And what I did is I took our logo and I cut it up into sections, and I put it, the diagram or the CNC file onto the foam board to be cut out. And it's cut out in 3 different sections, and then I just glued them all together. So let's go over to software on my computer and see how I did this. Well, here's VCarve Pro, and I've got my file loaded in. This is what the logo looks like. It's got some mountains and then the cross and then some waves here. From this end to this end, it's about 7.5 feet and cannot fit on this bed that I've got for my CNC. So I've taken the logo and I've chopped it up into these 3 sections like puzzle pieces. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Just close that and take one of the sections and I'll put it onto my bed. And in the file, in the cut file, I've got some tabs on here so it'll stay put while it's being cut out, and then I can just trim those off with an X-Acto knife. So that's basically what I did, and then I glued all of the pieces together with PL Premium, then sealed it and painted it before I added the magnets. So that's what the file looks like. So let's take a look at what this looks like on the CNC. Here's my setup for the large sign. I've got the foam board installed right there, and it's going to run along these guide rails. This one here has been fastened in. Every 2 inches I have mounting holes, so I was able to screw that in, and on this side there's a groove cut in here that's holding, the clamps are holding onto. And then once I'm done the first part here, I'm just going to slide this whole sheet forward. I'm not tiling this because these pieces are all going to be like puzzle pieces and glued together. So that's my setup, and we're going to do the first cut, the first section here, which is about 31 inches long. Here's the process I'm going to use to mount my pieces onto the wall. They're all glued together and primered. I haven't done the final paint job yet, but what I did do is trace them onto a piece of paper. So I could take this paper and just put it on here, and I figured out where the best place for some magnet mounts would go. So we've got the paper on there, and I thought, well, this piece only needs 2 magnets because they're quite strong. And I created these neodymium magnet holders. So they're in this 3D printed housing. They just barely stick up off the surface, and I can take them and stick them one here and one here. Now I cut circles out where they belong so that I can just glue this onto the styrofoam piece, and then I can pop off the template, because I'm going to use the template to put onto a wall and then attach the mating magnet mounts that are facing the opposite direction. So that's what my magnet mounts look like. These are what the magnets look like. They're 20 mils in diameter, and they come with these double-sided adhesive pads so you can stick them onto things. Here is a set I've made up already for all of the pieces that I've cut out, glued, and primered. So I'm going to glue these magnet mounts on first and then do a complete painting job for that. And then we're ready to mount this onto the wall. Here's the template on the wall. As you can see, I've already put the other pieces on. So the magnet mounts just go into the sections where the template allowed for, and once you take the template off, the matte black magnets are on there. And what I'll do now is I'll just take the cross. You can see it's got magnets on the back, and all I have to do is bring it close, snaps on, and there we are with the completed logo. Well, thanks for watching. If you're ever in West Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, you're welcome to our church. Check out the logo and join us for a service. It's Powers Creek Community Church. Until then, God bless you, and we'll see you real soon.